Danger is moving towards us at full speed.
Een pakje voor de Postcast. Kunt u hier even tekenen?
Welkom bij de Postcast, een podcast vanuit de tentoonstelling It's Not a Joke in Museum van Bommel van Dam in Venlo, waar we een aantal afleveringen in gesprek zijn met kunstenaar Willem de Haan en special guests. Vandaag de gast deelnemend kunstenaar uit de tentoonstelling Salim Bayri. Willem is hier omdat hij zelf ook deel uitmaakt van de tentoonstelling en tegelijkertijd samen met bezoekers en lokale gemeenschappen in verschillende wijken in Venlo druk op zoek is naar notspots met zijn toerismebureau. In deze podcast proberen we die wijkentrips een beetje te volgen. Voor de luisteraars dichtbij, ver weg in het land en eigenlijk voor iedereen die in een wijk woont. Daarover zometeen meer. Welkom, Willem. Podcast nummer 2. Postcast.
Ja,
Postcast nummer 2.
Veel goede reacties gehad op nummer 1.
Ja.
Even denken. Ja, ik ga jou dit keer introduceren.
Oh ja, leuk.
Anders ben jij zoveel aan het woord. Ik ken jou van de academie. Wij hebben samen gestudeerd, beeldende kunsten in Arnhem. Jij werkt hier nu als curator in het museum al een heel aantal jaar. En jij belde mij over deze tentoonstelling een hele tijd geleden al. Met de boodschap, ik wil een show maken over humor. Dit zijn de kunstwerken die ik daarvoor in gedachten heb. En toen kwamen we er vrij snel achter in dat gesprek dat het eigenlijk een beetje een depressieve selectie was bijna. Waarbij elk kunstwerk toch wel op humoristisch of absurdistisch inging op existentiële thema's. En daarom hebben wij de vorige aflevering gewijd aan het einde van de wereld. En hebben we nu aflevering 2, waarin we de bureaucratische nachtmerrie van migratie gaan bespreken. Met Salim Bayri, een van de kunstenaars uit de show, die zo meteen aanschuift. Heb ik zin in. Vond je het goede introductie van jou, Sjors?
Ja, eigenlijk wel. Ja, zeker.
Moet ik nog iets in 1991, Venlo? Dat soort dingen.
Ja,
daar normaal
geboren
bij.
en getogen. Ja,
Waar
dus,
woon jij in Venlo?
niet zo ver van het museum af.
En heeft de wijk, want jij noemde net wijken, heeft de wijk een naam?
Mijn wijk is Oost. Venlo Oost.
Ja, die ken ik nog niet.
Ja, daar ben je nog niet geweest?
Ik ben in 8 wijken in en rond Venlo geweest tot nu toe. We zijn eigenlijk daar een soort toerismebureau begonnen per wijk. Wat zich heel erg heeft geuit in het ontwikkelen van souvenirs. Ik heb er eentje meegenomen. Dat is de border glue.
Mooi.
Ik zal hem even omhoog houden voor de camera's ook.
Waar luisteren de luisteraars nu naar? Zeg maar, kun je het uitleggen?
Het is een klein potje lijm. En die is ontstaan als... het is grenslijm eigenlijk. Dus het is lijm ontwikkeld voor als 2 territoria... die normaal met een grens aan elkaar verbonden zijn... als die los van elkaar dreigen te raken... dat je dan als omwonende van die grens... allemaal zo'n potje lijm in huis hebt... om die grens weer, die territoria weer terug aan elkaar te kunnen lijmen... op het moment dat je merkt van, die staan onder druk. En dat is eigenlijk een directe reactie op mijn bezoek in Kaldekirchen geweest. Kleine, is het een dorp of een gehucht zelfs? Het is misschien nog wel een dorp, hè? Hier net over de grens in Duitsland. Waar eigenlijk... Ik heb zelf de grens altijd als iets... in mijn hoofd vertaald naar een soort hek. Iets wat blokkeert, zeg maar. Iets wat mensen verdeelt. En in Kaldekirchen hoorde ik voor het eerst iemand echt enthousiast over de grens praten. Die zo het idee had van... dat zorgt voor een bepaalde diversiteit ook in mijn eigen bestaan. Dus die juiste grens als een soort van luxe ervaarde... omdat die ineens gebruik kon maken van 2 hele verschillende soorten aanbod. 2 hele verschillende soorten culturele aanbod... waarbij je gewoon andere soorten muziek hebt... andere thema's die spelen in dat leven... wat aan die 2 kanten, want dat is 500 meter van de grens of zo... andere economisch aanbod in die 2 landen. Dus eigenlijk een soort verrijking van 2 werelden waar je gebruik van kan maken in plaats van 1.
Ja.
En ja, dat was een perspectief wat ineens heel erg bij deze regio ging horen voor mij. Die ik zelf nog niet zo gewend was. Terwijl ik ook zelf in Antwerpen woon en vooral in Nederland werk. En dus ook eigenlijk zo'n grensganger ben die 2 kanten van zo'n grens benut eigenlijk.
Ja. Wat benut je dan van die 2 kanten van de grens?
In België is meer ruimte. En ik denk dat ik daarvoor bewust die kant op ben gegaan. Dus eigenlijk op het moment dat ik dat nodig heb.
Voor je studio of zo? Of voor je wonen ook?
Ja, vooral om dingen te produceren is dat een hele fijne omgeving.
Ja.
Maar ik geniet ook van dat ik andere dingen kan eten als ik daar ben. Die ik dan niet altijd in Nederland vind. Maar dat ik wel genoeg in Nederland ben om ook nog snel Surinaams uit Rotterdam mee te kunnen nemen. Weer terug de grens over. Weet je wel? Dus eigenlijk wat in Kaldekierge werd gezegd, ervaarde ik zelf ook wel. Maar ik had het nooit zo bewust door.
Ja, ik herken het. Kom je zelf vandaan, van Venlo. En,
jij bent een grensganger, je hebt een grensleven.
Ja. Ouders die over de grens denken en de boodschappen doen. Ja. Dat soort dingen.
Het is hier wordt het heel snel een soort economisch verhaal.
Ja.
Waarbij het economische aanbod een soort van de verrijking vormt. En ik ben zo meteen wel benieuwd om met Salim te spreken over eigenlijk een heel ander soort grens. Die misschien helemaal niet voor het soort privilege zorgt, maar juist wel meer als een soort grenshek functioneert en mensen uit elkaar houdt in plaats van juist die interactie probeert, dat die interactie helemaal niet wordt gestimuleerd.
Ja. Ja, ik ook.
Zullen wij zo Salim er al bij gaan halen?
Volgens mij moeten we wel eerst naar de
actualiteiten. Dat is mijn lievelingsstukje. Oké. Cleo, heb jij nieuws voor ons? Welkom. Ik ben benieuwd wat je hebt meegenomen.
Ja, Geert Wilders wil het leger inzetten aan de grens. Binnen enkele weken wil hij namelijk een totale asielstop. Asielzoekers moeten bij de grens geweigerd worden door het leger. Op dit moment ligt deze taak bij de marechaussee, die met personeelstekorten kampt. Daarnaast heeft de marechaussee laten weten alle grenzen eerder te hebben gecontroleerd en in totaal 2 personen de toegang te hebben ontzegd.
Oké, dat schiet niet op.
Nee, gelukkig niet hoor.
Ik hoorde iets van 50 medewerkers om 840 grensposten te controleren.
Dat gaat niet worden.
Nee, maar dit is ook een grens die eigenlijk niet telt, toch? Tenminste, we rijden er hier de hele tijd overheen, hier rond Venlo.
Ja, klopt.
En dat voelt mega lullig als je statiegeld gaat inleveren bij de, hoe heette die? De drinkgoed.
Ja, drinkgoed, ja.
Dan heb je je Duitse flessen die je daar weer terug moet brengen. En dan staat iemand te kijken, wat kom je hier doen? Ja, het voelt heel lullig. Maar,
het voelt ook niet echt alsof het veel snel gerealiseerd gaat worden, toch?
Nee, we gaan het zien.
Nee. En ook de Europese Unie gaat daar niet mee, waarschijnlijk niet mee akkoord met dit soort rare voorstellen.
Dus ik blijf mijn statiegeld naar Duitsland brengen.
Ja.
En wat zei de PV toch? Als het binnen een paar weken niet gerealiseerd zou zijn, dan zouden ze...
Zou Wilders vertrekken. Ja. Dus hoor je.
Okay. Ja. Veel Limburgers doen hun boodschappen over de grens, maar loont dat wel echt? Uit onderzoek van Follow the Money blijkt dat niet de Belgische, maar juist de Nederlandse supermarkt goedkoper is. Maar dan denk ik meteen, hoe zit het dan met de Duitse?
Ja, daar hebben ze niks over gezegd.
Nee, maar ik heb wel nog iets anders gelezen en daarin las ik dat de meeste producten in Duitsland dus goedkoper zijn, maar dat dat niet geldt voor alle producten. Zo zijn vaatwastabletten, chips en kidneybonen nog wel goedkoper in Nederland.
Oh, wow.
Nou, dus voor die kidneybonen...
Ja. Ik ga opletten. Als iemand alleen die dingen in het mandje heeft, dan is het een Duitser.
Ja, precies.
Die hier komt shoppen.
Ja. Op 3 juni gaan de Zuid-Koreanen naar de stembus. Er heerst grote verdeeldheid en wantrouwen binnen het electoraat en politieke partijen.
Heftig dat zo'n land al gesplitst is.
Ja,
Je hebt dan Noord- en Zuid-Korea.
precies. En dan binnen
nog
dat land
weer aan
ook
het
weer
verdelen is.
polarisatie. Ja.
Hoe vaak kun je opsplitsen, denk ik dan? Heb je dan een Zuid-Zuid-Korea en een Noord-Zuid-Korea op een gegeven moment?
Ja, en ik had ook al gelezen dat ook binnen families weer helemaal verdeeldheid ontstaat nu. Dus dat, ja, dat...
Treurig.
Zeker.
We gaan naar het verkeer.
Oh, het verkeer. Nou, er zijn geen files gemeld. Dus daar kunnen we kort over zijn. Het weer?
Ja, lekker.
Ja,
Ja.
lekker? Ja. Nou ja, lekker.
Oh.
Een noodweer trof de provincie Limburg. Hagelstenen ter grootte van een mandarijn zorgden her en der voor schade. En dan, het blijft nog relatief warm voor de tijd van het jaar. Zo'n 20 tot 23 graden. Met flinke bewolking en blijvende kans op broeierig noodweer de komende dagen.
Klinkt
Wel
spannend.
korte broeken weer.
Onheilspellend.
Ja.
Ja.
Dat was het weer.
Dat was
Oké.
hem.
Ja, dat was hem.
dankjewel,
Dan mogen we
Cleo.
met Salim gaan praten.
We mogen met Salim gaan praten, ja.
Salim, kom erbij.
Ehm,
And we're switching to English.
En we're switching to... Nee, ik doe eerst een Nederlandse introductie.
Oké.
En
And then we're switching to English.
after the Dutch introduction, I will switch to English as well.
Hallo.
Willem en ik zijn voor iedere podcast altijd op zoek naar de perfecte gast. En ditmaal de kunstenaar achter het werk Road to Schengen, Salim. En Salim is geboren in 1992 in Casablanca, Marokko. Woont en werkt inmiddels al een hele tijd in Amsterdam. Hij studeerde aan Scola Massana in Barcelona. Behaalde in 2017 zijn master aan het Frank Moore Instituut in Groningen. En hij was resident aan de Rijksacademie in Amsterdam. In 2018 werd Salim genomineerd voor de Nationale Nederlander Award. En in 2022 werd van het Cultuurfonds de Charlotte Keuler Prize aan hem uitgereikt. We gaan het onder andere met Salim hebben over zijn werk in deze tentoonstelling. De videogame Road to Schengen, waarin de character in de game een migrant is die een bestaan probeert op te bouwen in het Schengengebied. De zone van 29 Europese landen waarbinnen inwoners van de EU vrij mogen reizen. Met dit spel confronteert Salim spelers niet alleen met de verontrustende en nachtmerrieachtige bureaucratische kant van migratie, maar ook met de emotionele aspecten ervan, zoals heimwee, familieproblemen en het gevoel nergens thuis te horen. Het spel is onmogelijk te winnen en spoort de speler voortdurend aan om opnieuw te beginnen. Wat voor veel bezoekers van deze tentoonstelling en ook de maker, zoals mijzelf, een soort spelletje is. Is voor veel migranten een dagelijkse realiteit. And we switch to English. Welcome in the Postcast. Salim,
Podcast. Thank you for having me.
how are you doing?
I'm good. Excited for this. I like
the-
yellow.
Yeah, it's beautiful, no?
Yeah.
Like extremely yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. A bit forced happy.
Well, I actually think
It
that
just
yellow,
works.
yeah, and yellow makes me always happy.
Yeah.
You know, looking through yellow glasses, for example, it
Yeah.
does something with your, well,
Just the sun.
yeah, idea, yeah, and in a gray, in this gray country,
Yeah.
you can
Add them
fix.
to the museum shop.
Yeah.
Those yellow glasses.
Yeah. Salim, where to start? First of all, I wanted to talk about the fact that we started to have a conversation about your piece, about Road to Schengen, and about the context in which it was going to be shown. So this exhibition, and the exhibition is kind of about humor. And you found it in a way problematic. That sometimes your work or your practice is looked at as humorous.
Yeah.
Can you?
I mean, if it's just that, then it's a bit of a problem. But in this case, a bit of humor or strategies of humor are a way to deliver something, say something concrete, but also kind of not soften, but reach a bit further than
yeah,
just complaining or saying something.
Yeah. So also for you, and this is basically the way this exhibition is built. No, like it's not a joke. So the pieces are not very funny actually, but they have some playful element. In your case, it's actually playful, so people can play the game in this exhibition.
Maybe you want to know about the context or how it came to life. So it was actually after my degree in Spain, after spending 5 years there and really facing this reality of where I am and having to deal with what comes next, you know. It is not that simple to just keep on living apart from the economic struggle and living and figuring out what you want. There is an actual urgency where I go to a lawyer and he tells me, you will have to leave.
Because in the game, there's the amount of days left in Europe shown in a corner.
Yeah, so
and it counts down crazy fast. Like, I don't know, like 5 days a second almost, it feels like.
Yeah, so you have to keep collecting the papers in order to stay.
Yeah.
So that frustration and realization after studying this art where everything is possible and you can dream and do whatever you want, that I literally have to leave in a few months, you know? So I was like, I didn't know how to win this game, and there's no way to win the game because it's just about keeping you there. And for how long? I just couldn't see further.
Then the next,
Mm-hmm.
then the next appointment also with
that's what it
filing
was. So I went back to Morocco, to Casa. I had a friend who also studied programming, and so I called him. Another one. We stayed there for a week and put together this game just to let out our frustration, basically.
So the game was produced outside of Schengen.
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes a difference, maybe.
Yeah. So it was a way to literally illustrate the situation that I'm in, and a first door that opened to the reality of where I am and its limitations and literally the walls that are around me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does it actually work? Because, as you say, this topic started during this study, or just after finishing the study in Barcelona.
No, that's I cannot say it started there. I was designed from birth to be able to have more mobility and afford one day to maybe live in another country, or at least have the option. So I have to thank my parents for that. But then at some point you have to pick it up and maintain it. So it is a reality. I mean, of that we know. It is not. You cannot just pack your things and go somewhere. So it went from that to what can I do?
In the game, there are two threats, like two types of threats, like the bureaucratic part that you just mentioned, where you speak to a lawyer and he says like, "Hey, you're gonna have to leave in a few months."
There's the timer that goes down,
but then there's like the emotional part as well that you have to dodge.
Yeah, like all the things. So you have to dodge some sort of depression or homesickness. Also pressure from family to go back and help them out, or then there is randomly a job contract might appear, and then you have to sign it properly in the box.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're out. If you do, you have an extension of like 100 days. And then there's also a heart that shows up.
For marriage.
Yeah. And then you have to put the ring in the right finger, but if you don't do it, you also go out.
Yeah.
And because we don't, it's a bit tricky because the system is made for you, is made to not function. So it can tell you, you will have this and you will have that, but it doesn't work. It's not made for you. It's a fake promise. So you are gambling with maybe it works, maybe not. Reality that is told to you is not what happens.
And
so this uncertainty is what I was trying to navigate in.
It's like the emotional part. Is it something you also recognized from real life as much as the documents that
of
needed
course,
to be
it's
in order?
everything together. You have at a turning point, you start questioning like, what am I doing here? Am I really? Is it really worth it? Can I just do something else? So it's a crisis.
Yeah, and I can imagine the both of them add to each other as well.
Of course, yeah. You have to assess everything.
Like every time you get this request to have more, like, kind of proof of these documents, I can imagine the pressure also goes up in like this heimwee,
homesickness.
And it's like triggering, all these things trigger each other, right?
There's also a quite perverse side to all of this. And the fact that at some point you face rejection or bureaucratic pressure, as if it erases all history before. The fact that for hundreds of years, let's say Spain and Morocco, have been dealing with each other, one of the ways was through colonialism and extraction and exploitation of resources. There was a constant traffic of people and things for hundreds of years. And then all of a sudden, in 2020, me as a body in Spain is treated as with some sort of amnesia, as if I just appeared out of nowhere. And then there is this, because in order for me as a body in a city to be seen and labeled as not welcome, then we enter in there's a lot of things that come into place. An identification system, a police apparatus, the army, laws, and all of a sudden there's all these things that are put in place just for someone else to be labeled as obsolete. And it's crazy to think of it like that, as if we never dealt with each other and we didn't know each other. Imagine that I went to a public Spanish school in Casablanca. So I am educated just like a kid from Spain, the same curriculum. And then I go to Spain and none of that matters. Who don't know you? Who are you? What are you doing here?
Yeah, just from being of the other side of this line. That's the thing that matters.
Because it was decided like that. From one-sided decision, not a bilateral.
And also
from
there's
now
this
on,
like kind of
we are going to decide.
This thought as if we can do without each other, which also realistically wouldn't function.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. As if none of these buildings have to do with me or any of the resources of the rest of the world. No, as if they just popped up like mushrooms, you know?
Yeah, and they always, as if they've always been, always been around.
So there's this amnesia of forgetting, like, where were you all this time?
As if Schengen, like the institute, like basically an institute, has tried to erase this kind of.
No, it is erasing. I see it as having a roommate, living all your life together. You go boodschappen, you come back and the lock is changed. And he's like, who are you? Show proof. Where did you come up? Go get a key.
Why did he change the lock?
And why are you here? And if you are welcome inside, you have to be thankful. Because then it's hospitality and a favor. So you are in someone else's house because he says so, and you have to be thankful and behave. and you are at any moment labeled and legitimately, according to them, obsolete and ready to leave. And this is thanks to the idea of a nation state, police, army, force, and violence, an erasure of history.
There are a lot of things that also are becoming more valuable the less local they are. Like, I don't know, like in produce, like also cultural produce, like watching a film from the other side of the world. You know, like there are a lot of moments where we appreciate this like kind of foreign perspective more than our own perspective.
Yeah.
We're super bored with Dutch cinema. We want to, you know, like, and it feels strange to have this, or it's somewhat hypocritical almost to want this stuff from all over the world, but then to not have the people around that kind of produce these things, you know, like you kind of want to live super globalized, enjoy all these parts of the world. And
you want the nut muscat and the pepper. You don't want the person that comes
right,
that planted it. No.
And
of course, because it's expensive.
What's expensive?
To maintain a person. To see it as a human being.
Yeah, but in reality, the person doesn't differ from any other.
Technically, yeah.
But do you become more expensive? Is a foreign body in a country more expensive than a local body, so to say?
Well, that's the dilemma of citizenship and who is in and who is out.
Yeah.
And there's different agendas. Some are like purely racist, and some are economic, and some are, you give me, I give you, or I just don't like how you look. There's a spectrum there.
So this game is kind of developed out of this personal frustration with this system, like translation of the actual experience.
Yes,
and then to play the game is also super frustrating.
I heard you say one time that you make your art almost out of anger. Sometimes as well.
This is literally the situation that I found myself in. Quite straightforward.
Yeah.
And of course, there's this game. Also thinking of endless game and just the genre of runner games, like Subway Surfers. You just run.
Yeah.
Doesn't have an end. So that's what I was. It just felt like a fitting format for it. But yeah.
What has, because the game like next year is already 10 years that this game exists.
Yeah. It's funny that it's popping up again now.
And also in multiple places.
Yes.
Multiple exhibitions have the game up and running.
Yeah.
So it's possible that at this moment here in Venlose somebody is playing it.
Yeah.
Another part in the world as well. What has changed? What has changed for you in these 10 years? Because of course this character has been running, has been collecting tirelessly.
Yeah. Now from this year I'm in a dilemma, or an update, like a turning point, because now I'm dual citizen.
Nice.
A Moroccan and Dutch passport. And then that gives me access to different privileges, meaning that I'm a Dutch citizen now, but also means that I'm also part of the complicit of the bad things that this country does. Just to name a few, still financing wars and contributing to people dying in the world.
Yeah.
And the complicity also of Morocco in that. So I'm like, I have this dual shame now.
Yeah, it's hard to sometimes decide, like, I don't know, there's some things that you don't want to support, and then I realize, like, okay, there's some places that I rather don't go, or places that I rather don't work. And then it's mostly because of governments that I don't feel like I agree with.
Yeah.
And then I think about the kind of turns that the Dutch government is making, and I'm feeling like, wait, but I'm working in my own country without any doubt, which also is not the people that I would like to openly support.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So,
yeah, but with your own country, you somehow don't question it because you never chose. You never chose for it.
That's
you
true.
know?
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah, like we're now having both have the same passport, and you reflect on it, and I don't reflect on it because I had it already.
Yeah,
maybe.
you're just born with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's...
And how does it change the game, this dual citizenship?
Well, I'm not... maybe running for other things, or maybe with less urgency. But the violence is still there, and is still the reality.
Because is the runner, is it you, the character, or is it... Because I always saw it as like a kind of abstract character that's
ambiguous.
Yeah, in that case, the character has like some like bathing shorts and like working boots and like a suit, I think. He's like a multitasking, trying to do everything at once.
Almost styleless, I would say. Yeah.
We're doing everything, like living and working and surviving and everything, and trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
That was the outfit.
Yeah.
But it's relatable. I mean, all my friends, it's very relatable. Or
Like now it still is someone else's story.
Yeah, any bureaucratic procedure might feel like that. Whether you are in a lawsuit with, I don't know, your siblings, or trying to get something from the system.
Plus, the dual citizenship fixes the document part of the game, but it doesn't fix the emotional part of the game.
Yeah.
There's still your family that's far away.
Not the emotional. Now, instead of papers, it's like money, maybe. I'm
trying to so you can like kind of continue. Maybe this type of game for everyone continues their whole life, and it's just the things that you have to collect and the things that you have to dodge that change throughout the years personally.
But there's always like a timer that is threatening you from something. Can you think of any?
Like personally, this timer.
I have a
maybe
clock.
They're silly compared to
the rush.
The rush that you're presenting in the. But I don't know. I can imagine. I don't know. It's silly to compare these things, but working as a freelancer is also having this timer, because you know that your jobs are, like at some point you look into the future, your agenda is empty. Yeah. So it's also like the days counting down, like, okay, I know I have some jobs till that moment, and you don't know what's going to come in afterwards, Yeah. But it's not, it's a more playful thing, I think. But
it is a pressure, and it's interesting to think of what supports that, what is underneath.
Yeah, because we're now, I was thinking, like a clock. We're meters away from a film by Jalmartana that's called 2 Minutes to Midnight, which is based on the Doomsday Clock, that scientists upload every year to understand how close we are to nuclear war. I think last year they placed it to 89 seconds, I think, while the moment this film was made, in 2017, it was 2 minutes still. So we became quite closer. That feels like a super intense pressure that's taking away, our time. And what can we do about it?
Yeah, so it's not just your personal circumstances, but also like universal circumstances.
Yeah.
Count down, or gives this feeling of
Yeah,
the clock counting
and
down.
talking about the road to Schengen piece, it also feels that the situation has worsened even in the last
You
10
mean
years.
the Schengen border and the
like, is that
the violence and is still there, still big, still from the things that you see directly and the ones that you don't see. Like you don't see the stress of someone's being in their house, having to leave in a month, or being undocumented and be completely invisible and stressed out by any possible police checkup. You know, you don't see that.
in the meantime, what I think is quite interesting, because this emotional pressure that you were talking about, and the stress that it causes during this period, you have been studying a lot. You had your master's, postgraduate, done everything. Is this something that is there something that you did or that you used in order to soften parts of life that were difficult, like advice or things that helped you so much that
I think I don't want to numb myself or sugarcoat reality. Making work like this makes me open my eyes on certain things and be honest to the fact that a country like Spain is literally showing no interest in a person like me. I'm like, okay, this is a good realization. And maybe it's time to do something else. Or
to not pretend.
I don't want to fool myself.
But was this also in the academy, for example? Were there similar? Was that anyways a place where you could feel a sense of freedom in those years studying?
Yeah, of course. Once I had this window of I'm gonna study 4 years, blah blah blah. But then it kind of shelters you from the actual system. Like the art school students that go out and are like, oh, actually, I have to make money and eat and food. It's like a wake up to not only that, but more than that. I need to not be put in a plane and kicked out. And that's so it's just a reality that I have to face. Yeah, that's what it is, and also going to other countries, facing their own, like from Morocco as well, because it was, for example, it was the first time where I'm like, actually, how complex or how easy it is to get to stay in Morocco and migrate there, and it's not that easy. To get a Moroccan citizenship, oh my God, almost impossible.
To see it the other way around.
So I also discover other systems that are in place to control and exploit people.
There's something completely different that I saw, but I think it adds, or it kind of links to maybe the this kind of loneliness that's part of this story. And it was an image on your website where you were using a video chat app. And then there was like no one else on the other side of the screen. So you're like trying to connect to people worldwide, which feels like a very contrary, like something that's very opposite of this experience of not being welcome in certain places, where we're suddenly like the internet is like super connected worldwide, and it doesn't matter where you are. Like you have your internet connection, and you're all in the same place somehow. I don't know,
But
Chinese don't
that's
have
true.
the same access, but...
Interesting you say that, because it shows why I'm interested in also this chat rooms and this live video chats, because you really see and you interact with people that operate in a sphere quite invisible to being here out there. And Azar, this video chat, it has this promise of global village, you're gonna meet people, but in reality I spoke to many people in jail, people that are kind of in a limbo waiting for something to happen in between. A lot of depressed post-COVID people. It's
like the place that you go to when you're kind of stuck and
because
try to escape, maybe.
I don't know if you have like a 9-to-5 job, I don't know if you would go there, really. It's another type of space. It's not a really standard, no. But that shows this zone that is not visible most of the time. Yeah.
Is there anyone you met in there that you felt like kind of was reflecting on your situation, or?
Yeah, there was in Azar, and there was also in Paltalk. Is another platform.
With the same promise or a different setup?
No, that's like a voice-based, but there was a lot of, how do you say, dumping your emotion zone.
Yeah. And
it's quite...
Is it more anonymous then?
Anonymous, more activistic, but in that project was my idea, or my goal was to convince someone to fly and meet in Greece. And that's where I met Zakaria.
And why specifically?
Because I was there.
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah.
It was for
had
a
to
show.
Come and meet you, yeah.
For a show, and it happened. Met this guy, paid him a flight, and he came.
Amazing.
We met there. We had a great weekend.
How different was the experience from the online meeting that you had?
It seemed cool. But also he had this. He's a skater, and his leg was broken. He was bored, and he ended up there.
Because people kind of go to this place on the internet to try to connect, but then maybe it even adds to your feeling of loneliness by not really being able to connect, and then booking someone a flight to come to Greece with you. It's like kind of maybe realizing what you actually went to this website for.
But that's what I wanted to test, because this company promises hyper-connected humanity. Some like global
So
fantasy of like
it.
we're all human, let's be together,
And did it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still friends.
Yeah, that's great. Like it's like a commercial for the video chat.
Yeah,
almost.
Still have to let them know, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Well, we could talk hours more.
Did we run out of days?
Yeah. And if you want to continue chatting online, now you know where to find.
We can meet on Azar.
Can I give a shout out?
Yeah, of course. Give a shout out.
The credits for the work Road to Schengen.
Yeah, of course.
It's me and Mehdi Lamrisi, and the model is the Driss Bakari. And
wait, he's based on...
Yeah, the character.
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine as well.
Yeah.
And I also...
Music, no? Also.
The music is Bazoga, which is a duo of music made of my brother and me. And I also would like to thank, from this week, I had to think about it a lot, and Rogier van Reekom is a teacher at the Erasmus University in Rotterdam. And he he gave me quite some clues on how to think about it.
Nice. Before we end this whole thing, there's a moment in this podcast
with an epic jingle.
With an epic jingle.
I didn't hear it
super
last time,
weird. It's now like coming up.
Yeah. Maybe we can play it twice even. If you do the same move, they will play it again. Yeah.
And it's about jokes that people can leave behind to save jokes from the brink of
extinction.
This time again, I left the jokes.
I think we have to do one both.
Yeah,
right. That's the format.
Yeah.
And choose randomly.
Shall I hustle?
Yeah.
Or you want to hustle?
Hustle them.
Shovel. No, what is it? Shovel, hustle?
I like hustle better.
Hustle. Yeah. Okay.
There are jokes written here on this desk.
Yeah.
By museum visitors.
Yeah. There's a yellow postal.
Yeah.
Well, take one. Take one. Willem. A yellow one again?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good one last time.
Who wants to start? Willem, you start.
Oh yeah, I already.
This is bun.
We're doing some translation.
Kan, ja.
Het is groen. Het is raadsel. Het is groen en het wordt langzaam rood. Wat is het? Een kikker in de mixer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a dark one.
Yeah.
It's green and it slowly turns red. What is it?
I got it.
Yeah. And it's nice that it's written like the answer is written upside down, so it's really a surprise. It's a professional jokester.
Oh,
yeah.
Twisted.
Okay, Salim, it's your turn.
Oké, Jantje bestelt een pizza. Wil je hem in 4 stukken of 12? In 4. Van 12 kan ik niet op. Haha.
It says haha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Oh my god. Okay.
Last time we had some
He's laughing.
jokes with yeah. Okay, yeah, it's a clear winner. The crew is laughing about yours more than mine.
But they're not signed. Who's this?
Yeah, they're not always signed.
Well, thank you, visitor.
Yeah.
Last but not least,
Little reveal. Yeah, Zomerparkfeest.
Shout out, Zomerparkfeest.
Something's about to happen.
Yeah,
big
true.
Brand activation coming up.
Brand activation. Okay,
Yeah.
and if we can find the money, what kind of song do we want to end this podcast with? Here we added. Like we added this part and then
this takes too long.
Kneecap.
Kneecap?
Yeah, kneecap.
Yeah, let's play Kneecap.
From Ireland.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting border as well.
Yeah. We will play Kneecap and send border glue
to Ireland. Yeah.
Okay.
First
Thanks,
edition is going there.
Thanks, Salim, for being here with us.
Thank you very much.
And Willem, thank you again.
See you next time.
See you all
Thanks,
next
Sjors.
time. Yeah. Ciao.